Michael's hired. He's the butler. Well, that's your nickname now.
Gold Butler.
The Gold Butler. It sounds like a Batman supervillain. The Gold Butler. G'day guys, Chris here from Vo-Gus Prospecting. Today we're testing a theory. We're testing a theory that the old timers might have left us some stockpiled pay that they never washed. And if I'm right, we could be sitting on ounces. Here's the theory. When you walk around in places like this that are very thick and overgrown, it's hard to get the lay of the land. It's hard to see what's going on. So you really have to look at tiny little bits of it to work it out. And what I noticed was when I work the stream, which is just a little bit further in front of us, we keep finding reef gold, and we keep finding reef gold for about maybe 2 kilometers worth of this creek. Now it's spread out and mixed in with river gold, like nice worn alluvial pieces of gold, and every now and again you find these nice chunky bits of reef. I have done my best to try and follow that in the creek, and you can't find the source. Eventually it gets to a point where all of the gold, river worn or reef gold, just stops. So there has to be something else going on, and I think I've worked it out. Normally when the old timers worked dirt, they would stockpile it. So whether you're working a hard rock mine that blasted rock out of a mountainside, crushed it up, and then put it in a big pile to be sluiced later, or you're working alluvial river washes like what we're working in today, they would get a huge mound of it, put it next to their sluice, and then push it through their sluice. And this is how they work, so they get their ounce a day or whatever else they needed. Sometimes when you're in the goldfields, you'll find mullet keeps. Now mullet keeps are usually screened rocks. They're usually a uniform size, and there's no dirt or anything in them. It's just big larger rocks and gravels. Then you can find settling ponds where you find all of their tailings, where all of the nice sort of fine gravels have accumulated. Now these two spots are usually pretty good to detect, and it's a good indication that there's gold there. But very rarely do you find piles of dirt that haven't been washed. These are unclassified. The big rocks and the small gravels are all mixed in together, and the dirt is all still mixed through it. And that's exactly what I'm standing on. This will be kind of hard to see. Where Michael's standing there and where I'm standing right here is at the base of one of these mounds. Now it has been since the 1800s that these mounds were put here, so we've got large trees growing on top of them, and it's all overgrown by the bush again. But we've got large chunks of smashed up and broken bedrock with no mountains around us, and that's a good indication this was dumped here. We've got it all mixed in with bits of quartz. If I waddle my way up the hill, we've got nice big bits of quartz all sitting there, and it's all mixed in with dirt. What I've done on a previous trip was take a test pan out of this erosion gully. This is not a creek. This is just erosion that happens through the landscape when it rains heavily. And it's been like this for quite a number of years, obviously, and worn very, very deep. We have a permanent creek over that way, so we know this is just an erosion gully. And I found really good concentrated gold in there. I found 4 specks in one pan, and they're all really nice and big, and that's just in something that doesn't even run. All the bits are sharp and pointy as well, indicating reef gold. Now the reason that we're interested in the reef gold is because if they stockpile pay here from any manner of reefs that they could have blasted out, from any manner of alluvial washes that they were working that had been accumulating for tens of thousands of years, then we could be sitting on top of what they were collecting to wash to get themselves pay. I'm going to do 2 things. The first thing I'm going to do is detect some of these mounds, and then I'm going to run buckets from these mounds through my little river sluice, and hopefully we'll find that gold. Without further ado, let's get detecting and let's get sluicing. Right, we've made it to the water. Got my gold claw pan. Let's see what gold might be hiding in what I think is stockpiled pay. Okay, so I cleaned most of that bucket out. There's a little bit in the bottom that I'll do just in a second, but I got gold, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to see these on camera. I'll do my best. There are 2 little bits of gold. I'll get some graphics up to show you right there, including a shotgun pellet. Now we've got a shotgun pellet just there. This is really exciting. That dirt was at the highest point of a mound where you have no chance of it being deposited by anything, because there's no mountains around us, no river flowing past it, no creek flowing past it, nothing could wash on top. It was at the highest point, and we got 2 little bits of gold out of a very small sample, about 3 or 4 Garrett classifiers, one of those classifiers over there, worth of dirt. If that's at the top of the mountain and it has 150 years for the gold to sink down through the bottom, it very well could have been a stockpile pay, and I'm standing in amongst tons of it. So I'm going to just concentrate now on finding a spot to find some gold. What do you reckon? I like gold. I've heard tea's ready too, so we'll go get some tea. Cup of tea over and done with. I'm going to go up here and yabby pump off some of the bedrock. We've got some nice exposed bedrock coming out just here that Michael is going to start working on. I'm going to come back up here. I've already test panned this little section just there, and I was getting about 8 to 10 specks. So I'll clear all those big rocks out of the way. I'll see if I can't get my yabby pump on the bedrock, and we will clear it out. Yeah, this is the concentrates of 10 litres worth of yabby pump dirt off the bedrock. Not 100% sure how much bedrock I actually managed to do, but look at the colour at the top. That's one 10 litre bucket, and I've probably got 40 or 50 specks of gold there. That's pretty good. It's all fine stuff. What we really want to do is find a nice bedrock depression. Unfortunately, my camera was not recording when I did the original reveal, but we got about the same amount of specs as we got the first one. It's a lot of fine stuff. I got my shotgun pellet, so I'm pretty happy about that. You know how I like my shotgun pellets. We've got one there and we've got one there, and again about 50 little micro specs, just a little bit of color. Not the greatest of spec counts, and I suspect it's because where I'm working, there's no real traps in the bedrock. There's nothing that's going to stop it. It is 100% time to go home, because that's all I got for my half a bucket, about 5 or 6 little bits of gold, and I drowned my phone. How good's that? So my phone went in the water for no good reason at all, because my pocket decided to open. That's okay. It's done now. It's gone to the phone gods. Probably a sacrifice for something that I don't know about yet. Well guys, that is it for me today. I am going to go home and nurse my poor phone, hopefully back to health in front of some sort of warm, dry place. In the meantime, I'm about to show you all the gold that we got for today. Michael's got a little bit, I've got a little bit. Remember, if you buy anything from Gold Claw off their website, use the code Vo-Gus18 and you could win some sweet extra gear on top of it. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and give us a subscribe too, so you don't miss out on any of the future stuff that I get up to out in the gold fields and the coin fields too, with all the nice new detectors. All right, as always, check out this gold. I hope to catch you out here sometime. I'm out.